It's the end of the world as we know it, and I feel fine. So the end of the life on Earth is a subject of scientific study involving climate change, solar evolution, and human impact. The advanced supercomputers are used to model Earth's long-term future and predict possible demise timelines. Multiple phases of Earth's decline are identified from current science to eventual uninhabitability. Human activities significantly accelerate natural process leading to Earth's potential and scientists propose space colonization, renewable energy, and climate engineering as mitigation steps. So let's get right into it. So I don't know about the most advanced. Advanced supercomputing has helped scientists understand Earth's long-term habitability, and these powerful machines can run millions of calculations per second. And this supercomputer predicted Earth study shows that Earth's decline will reach its peak around make sure I have this right, 1,000,000,2021.
Yes. But
So
that's based on the sun, right?
fair. Yep.
That's not based on us wrecking the planet, I think.
Well, that's in phase solar output increases 1% every 110 million years, inevitably. And so when you say based on sun, it's pretty much that. Oxygen levels are declining steadily with Earth's atmosphere. Human activities drastically accelerate natural environmental decline processes. So they got to put what they predict as climate change in here. Supercomputers model millions of scenarios for future predictions, but you're right. Current solar storms provide early indicators of solar revolution. The deadline is mostly based on the solar output becoming too much.
Yeah, which makes sense, right? Because all suns have an expiry date, which is billions of years. But yeah, so based on this, the sun's life cycle, mass extinction, different things like that. This is just based on on the fact that the sun will essentially burn out.
Yeah.
And when I say burn out, though, is that it'll get hotter and brighter over time, and then kind of what is it into supernova?
Yeah, eventually they become a supernova, but I don't know when that happens on here. But it's saying that sun output increases, like I said, 1%. Eventually, just the extra heat will make it too hot for most life on Earth.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see how that goes. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, this is interesting. I'm curious. So this is interesting because they just based on climate projections, solar evolution data, and atmospheric chemistry, right? I'm curious to know, and I couldn't find it in here, which I don't think it does, because I think life on Earth would end. Well, actually, this is all life on Earth. This isn't just human life. So I'm curious to know, which I don't think it does, if this model takes into account what we are doing to the planet.
Well, it's supposed to take into account what we're doing to the planet. But let's face it, these are computer models that are trying to take in billions and billions of calculations and on the climate, on the solar, on the atmosphere, composition changes, on all these things. And what do we know about computer models? All computer models are wrong. They're all wrong because they're just models. Some of them are useful. So we look at this and say, great, even if the human-driven climate change is only X, the sun's still going to kill us and the atmosphere composition is still going to kill us. We can only accelerate the change with our climate change and make it not 1,000,000,000 2021, and make it closer.
Yeah.
So we have the timelines and the phases and the key major events for the Earth's decline based on this.
Yeah.
Present data. Go ahead.
Oh, no.
I was just going to say they've got to do 2100. Right now, we have already seen early signs of changes. The scientists predict the current condition gives us clues about what might happen. Solar activity changes, more intense solar storms hitting the Earth, more UV radiation reaching the surface, stronger coronal mass injections affecting satellites, changes in Earth's magnetic field responses. There's some climate indicators here, but it gets more interesting. Phase 2, which is 1,000 years from now, or 3,024, looking at 1,000 years, the climate becomes more dramatic. The phase represents a turning point where Earth's demise process accelerates significantly. Oxygen levels drop noticeably worldwide. Carbon dioxide concentration reaches a dangerous level. Methane levels increase due to warming temperatures. Air quality becomes harmful in many regions. Average global temperature risks rise by several degrees. Many current climate zones disappear entirely. Desert areas expand to previously habitable regions. Ocean temperatures rise dramatically, and that's the 1,000-year mark.
Yeah. So the thing is, unlike like these blanket mass extinctions in Earth's history, like the Permian or the event that killed the dinosaurs, this process that they're talking about, it's essentially astronomically programmed, and I don't mean the word astronomically in a huge number, as in astronomy, right? And it's part of the natural aging of the solar system. So they predicted this based on the solar system itself and not other factors that could potentially kill us. If that makes sense.
Well, when they're talking about the sun stuff, yes. But they also talked about, our atmosphere, which has more to do with what's going on with us. Like this, I think it makes some assumptions, again, computer models, around which ways about many plants and animals will go extinct, that, that our oxygen levels drop, that we won't, increase forestry at some point or change any of these directions or what have you, that will go on a pace of steady decline or steady increase of carbon or what have you. We have actually, I would say, lots of time. Well, in this, when I look at the 1 billion a year, lots of time to change that overall. But it just predicts that in the next 1,000 years, our carbon dioxide reaches dangerous level, methane reaches, air quality becomes harmful. And this is because of stuff we're doing.
Yeah.
So, ideally in 1 billion years, it'll be warmer on Earth, but we'll have figured stuff out around how to live in a warmer environment.
Maybe we'll get around in those tunnels that the Boring Company is drilling. We'll be living.
Well, maybe we'll have, there's all sorts of things. Like they're already talking about, even though they pulled this in California, they were talking about seeding the atmosphere with particles that would reflect the sun and stuff. So there's, and 1,000 years
China already doing that?
They might be, but I know there was a U.S. was talking about doing it, but it's been rejected.
Yeah.
Which, as far as I'm concerned, is a good thing, because that sounds like something we shouldn't be messing with unless we absolutely have to.
Well, didn't we cover the UK? Don't they want to build a blocker for sun?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, good old Montgomery Burns. It's good.
And that's what I mean by, like I say, in 1,000 years, we're going to have major atmospheric composition shifts. Sure, but if they're already talking about building these things that are going to block the sun and building this and building that, we're switching to solar power, taking our solar panels out, beaming stuff down, going to, like, ideally the world moves in the right direction and we slow that. And also new technology comes along to clean our environment, to diffuse the heat and the sun and make sure that we can actually keep the environment. It's a combination of things. The future is not stagnant.
No, it's not.
So, good news is that you have 1 billion years before the actual Earth dies based on what's happening in the sun. The bad news is that as humans, the habitability in the next 1,000 years could affect us dramatically. So we need to stay on top of all these things. And but it's good news that we've got at least 1 billion years to sort out what's going on with the sun.
Absolutely.
Let us know what you think. Are you worried about this? Am I taking this too lightly? Are we taking this too lightly? Should we be addressing climate change more? Or, the world's eventually going to die and that's the way it's going to be. Let us know what your thoughts are. So what do you got going on, John? This will probably be early September.
Early September. So, not much. I'll have some office hours at TBDC. Obviously, there's startup drinks in September, TechTO in September, and this will be in October, but Elevate. So yeah,
and we'll have Flowgrammer events as
Flowgrammer.
Yeah. So check a look at torontostarts.com, flowgrammer.ca for all that details, and you help people get non-dilutive funding, John. What does that mean? Who should reach out to you? How does that work?
Yeah, so Unfortunately, there's a disconnect between what an actual startup is and what the government thinks a startup is. So you need to be around for at least 2 years if you're looking for anything other than a hiring grant. If you're looking for a hiring grant, those are easy to do on your own. But if you're looking for anything other than that, reach out to me on LinkedIn. That's the best way. But for any startup business coaching or needs, what do they do, Craig?
Just head over to torontostarts.com. Almost everything we do is over there. We help startups succeed. There's mentoring, there's templates, there's our workshops, there's grant information, there's programs, there's events, there's all sorts of stuff. Go check that out. And everything's over there. If you're looking to automate your business, use AI and automation tools to take your business next level, cut expenses, grow your business, check out flowgrammer.ca and the services over there. We also run an Inner Circle Builders Club where we're having our members building new stuff every week. If you're just getting started, if you're into that, if you need a team around you to help you consistently build and ship product, take a look at flowgrammer.ca and think about joining our Inner Circle.
Absolutely.
And that's it. Thanks, everyone, for joining us.
Thanks, everyone.